Hi there, I'm Christy. Welcome to my channel. Today it is Labor Day long weekend, and we decided that we'll step away from the farm and do some fishing and some scouting for some elk. Now, this day started at 4 a.m. for me. I didn't know where we'd end up or how long we'd be out in the boat on the water, or if we were going to be scouting in the bush. So I wanted to make sure I had some nutrition. I decided to make a tzatziki, tortellini, and chicken salad with some leftover tzatziki sauce and some leftover chicken that I had marinated and grilled the night before. So basically I just grated up some cucumber, and then I took the leftover tzatziki sauce and just dumped it in. I am making more tzatziki sauce, so you'll kind of see how I've made it. And I've diced up the chicken, and I'm just going to combine this all together. It was an easy way. This was pre-coffee, so I'm surprised I'm even actually functioning because I only had like 2 hours of sleep. But we're good. We're getting it. The cucumber was fresh out of the garden, and so it was really a really nice juicy cucumber. So this is Greek yogurt, just plain Jane Greek yogurt, nothing added to it, and it's nice and thick. So I just added some of that. This is some black pepper. I'm not doing measurements. I just did it by taste and adjust accordingly. So I had Himalayan salt. Now this is granulated onion, and now this that I'm adding here is granulated garlic. And tzatziki has lots of garlic, so I emphasized on the garlic. That was chives, dried chives, and parsley. I added parsley first. So yeah, really simple. And lemon juice, a couple squeezes of lemon juice, and give it a stir. And basically that was it. It was very, very tasty. I did taste it, and it was a little sharp, but as it sits and absorbs into the pasta, it mellows out, and it really takes on some great flavors. I did cook some tortellini. I didn't think I'd be cooking pasta at 4 a.m., but here we are. And It was good. It's so handy having this kind of stuff in the freezer. Like, I bought this tortellini in bulk from Calahoo Meats last October, and I still have a bag left of it, and so it's pretty handy to take out a few cups of it to throw into something like this. Tortellini makes really good pasta salad. So this was grilled chicken that I had marinated, and I had marinated and grilled it at the river the night before we had a barbecue thing going on there, and I cooked this up the night before, so it was all leftover. I had lots of leftovers because I was anticipating having more people eating with us. I took the opportunity to make Chaz a school lunch because I knew that I was going to be home, and then when I got home I would be really, really tired, and was hopeful that we'd be cleaning fish. So I made his lunch, put it in the fridge, and then I didn't have to worry about that. I decided it was super early, so I'm going to make breakfast down there, and I decided to take some fresh eggs from my hens, and all of this done by 4:30. So we hit the road not long after. We scouted some elk, and I went to my sister-in-law's cabin, and we're cooking some pork sausage and eggs on a cast iron on the barbecue, because I've actually had people ask me how I do this, so I wanted to share in this video. But the guys are having a little nap while I am cooking, and after we were just scouting some elk. This season we're going for an elk, so to fill our freezer. But breakfast of champions on the way. Let's just wake Chaz up here first. Boo! So I could probably count on one hand how many times I bought pork sausage from the grocery store. And I took a chance. I tried this stuff, and it was actually not so bad. I thought it was going to be way greasier, and it actually wasn't too bad. We have a lot of pullets starting to lay eggs, so they're tiny. They're like half-size eggs. And I raided my sister-in-law's garden at the river. She has a beautiful garden, and I raided it for a pepper. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. I forgot my peppers at home. But yeah, this wasn't so greasy. I actually just took a paper towel, and I absorbed the paper towel or the grease in the paper towel, and I just set it above the frying pan so it could drip until it was cool enough that I could safely remove it from the grill and put it in the garbage. Whisked up all those eggs and decided to put them in the pan and make some scrambled eggs. We're going to make burritos, like breakfast burritos. I forgot my salt and pepper, so I'm just going to borrow some of my sister-in-law's. I'm sure she won't mind that either. While I was cooking this, there was some elk calls going on, but I don't think they were actual elk. I think it was hunters, bow hunters, that were making some cow calls. So it was really interesting. The one, I heard a bugle the night before, and I was sure it was an elk, but I heard it again, and it was definitely a hunter imitating an elk. This is probably way too many eggs for this pan, but what happens at the cabin stays at the cabin. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so I put the peppers and I had some tomatoes I chopped up and I added them into there. I really wish that I would have had hot peppers. Chaz really likes hot peppers. I did see that there was some pepper plants over in the auntie's, in Auntie Bev's garden, I think, next door. It seemed like there was some peppers over there, and I was thinking about going and checking and raiding it, but my fear and common sense got in the way of that. Same with Auntie Gwen's. Didn't want to go and raid her garden just in case, but I could have. I'm sure it would have been fine. Anyway, we plated this up, and that is some processed cheese. Yes, I do buy processed cheese sometimes. I usually make so much homemade and from scratch in Whole Foods that sometimes I do like to buy the convenience foods when we're out doing stuff like this. Plus, it's kind of a nice treat for the boys. I did not forget the hot sauce, and so that's going to go on for Chaz here. I like that sauce. It's really, really good. Chaz.
Thank you.
You going to do the taste test?
Yeah. Good.
What's that, buddy? Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
How many stars? I'm vlogging.
10.
A 10?
Mm-hmm.
How awake are you?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
How awake are you? Yep. That'd be a 0. It was a really good little breakfast that kept us going till supper time. Actually, we were all so full that we didn't eat till probably 8 o'clock at night after we got back. But Tyson is mowing the lawn, and oh, look at the garden. That's Auntie Bev's garden, and way beyond yonder is Auntie Gwen's, and let me tell you, they got some stuff growing in there. Those women can garden, and I have a lot to learn from them. They have so much to teach me yet. So anyway, let's go hook up the boat. You and I, we're going to hook up the boat together while the guys, Chaz is weed whacking and Tyson is mowing the lawn. And I tell you, making the backup and hookup is so much easier with a camera in the back of the truck. But yeah, Chaz is just giving her, doing his thing, helping out. His grandpa built that cabin, and his sister took it. Tyson's sister, Auntie Amber, took it over. So it's a really great place where we like to hang out and get together. So yeah, let's hook up this boat and we'll get it in the water so we can get out there and do some fishing. One-handed. You always, even though I'm unhooking this boat when we pull, when we're done, we're not going down the road with it. One of the things that you always want to do, which I learned this the first time I tried to back it up without plugging the lights in. You're not going to be able to back up a trailer like this without it plugged in, because even though you don't need the lights, you do need the brakes, and so you can't back up without it plugged in. I cannot tell you how embarrassing that was when I learned that lesson. All aboard. Good to go, bud? Is your dad in? Let's go boating. So the fishing hasn't been all that good since the water got a lot cleaner. We usually go near some where some other rivers come in or creeks come into the Peace River, but the Peace is so clean that the fishing hasn't been the greatest. So today we're gonna go try our luck. I got some new jigs and I'm bound and determined that they're gonna work. I have not caught a fish on this river yet this year, and I am bound and determined to bring one home today. I don't care if it's this is the just legal limit. I'm bringing a fish home today. We're gonna stay out there till I get one. Tyson has caught many fish, but they were not really eaters. They were all really small. So we're gonna try to get some food in our freezer. And maybe if we catch some jackfish, or we call them jack, but they're called northern pike. If we can catch some pike, we might actually be able to do some pressure canning, which is awesome for casseroles. Love it. So I'll just back Tyson in here, and then we will get the boat in the water and let's go fishing. I wasn't paying attention and I put it in too far to the right. I was gawking at the camera instead of paying attention to what I was doing. So bear with me. This is painful for me to watch this boat go in the water. With a riverboat, with our riverboat in particular, when you have a current like what we have here at the Peace River, you can't go in too deep and you can't go in too shallow. You do have to kind of pay attention, because if you go in too deep, then the trailer starts to lift and drift with the current. And I didn't slam on the brakes like I normally do to kind of spit them off the back. So I did make a lot of mistakes in this. And I forgot to put it in 4-wheel drive to pull it up with the rocks and stuff. It just spins. So pay attention, Christy. Pay attention. Whoops. We decided to anchor in a back eddy close to where we would normally fish, just to try something new and try some new jigs out. And so that's what we did. We just anchored. It's about waist deep, really, really shallow, very slow moving water. It's just like a very nice little pool here. Chaz caught his first fish, and it was a 4-pound walleye. He was pretty excited. We both caught our limit and decided it was time to go home and get some fish cleaned up. The big one's mine. And I'm really sorry as I'm narrating this video and you hear that very strange sound. It's the dog snoring and the roosters outside the door. So I'm so sorry. I have no place quiet to go. All right, so let's get this boat loaded, and I'm just going to back it in here and get Tyson on the trailer so we can get these fish home and cleaned and in the frying pan and in the freezer. The dog and the chicken they're synchronizing. So we're loading up and we're gonna head home and get these fish cleaned and cooked. I zeroed off my scale here. I want to weigh the one that I caught. I caught this fish on a jig under the boat. He was under the boat and I knew he was there, and I just tried jigging him and I got him. I had a big fight with this fish, and I'm really happy that it paid off. 5.2 pounds. This is the biggest walleye I've ever caught, and I'm really excited I get to share it with you. Now we're going to clean them and eat them. So if you're queasy, we'll see you next time. And if you're not queasy, you can see how we fillet them. So I should tell you that I do keep all the pieces. We don't waste anything of these fish. We put them in the freezer. We'll put the head and all the guts and everything, and I will make fish emulsion with it in the spring. Or I feed the chickens, and if there's any pieces with bone, I will make bone stock. Chaz's biggest fish was 3.9.8 pounds, so 4-pounder, buddy. But we do boneless fillets on this, and Tyson's gonna show you how he does it. He says he's not very good at it, but he's actually really good at it. So we'll show you how we clean them, how we fillet these fish. Again, if you're queasy, you might not want to watch this. I'll catch you another time. Thanks for watching. But if you can handle seeing a fish being cleaned, this is how we do it. This bit that he's cutting off, it has bones in it, and we're wanting boneless fillets for eating. So we're going to cut this off, and then I will either pressure can it where the bones dissolve, or I will make a stock, like a fish stock, just like I would any bone broth. And I would pressure can that up as a stock. So not a single bit of this fish is going to waste. We keep everything, even the scraps, for making a ferment for the garden to make a fish emulsion fertilizer. So that's a wrap on today's video. This fish was actually 5.3, but anyway, who's counting? Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. Bye for now.